Hello, everyone. How are you? I just came on. It's going to be brief today. I came on to give you an update on what Trump is doing. Okay. Well, we know as of Friday, this past Friday, Trump has um, stepped back and put out the armed force and everybody out on in D.C. where I showed you pictures on, what was really going on in the city. So now that did that, now he's done ask for more. He's asking from Mississippi, South Carolina, West Virginia, basically all the red states, National Guards, to come in and try to. So we got more National Guards than we do almost police department here, along with our own police department. So what's going on is really not helping DC, it's hurting DC. You know, I'm hurt that they're doing this to our city. And hello, Strive and Glow. Hi, Joe. I play games for dollars. Thank y'all for coming. It's it's really sad. He's still trying to hold on to that hype that DC is so bad. It is so terrible. I'm gonna give you one thing he said. He even said that DC was so bad that, but the only problem is you want to cut back on the crime rate, but yet you're not cutting back on the crime rate. You're sitting back and all the all the National Guard is in, we call it the upper DC, the well-to-do area of DC, around all the monuments and the museums and all the things where tourists go. Our main hub is Union Station. That's where the Amtrak and our metro and buses all meet up at. And even we have even our bus system that goes out travel. You know, Greyhound is there at the main hub. So that's our main hub for transportation for the tourists. So you think about it, the tourists is getting off the buses, off the trains, and they coming out on Union Station to go and see all the sights and stuff. And all you see is National Guard and police and the FBI and the Secret Service and the CIA and all these government officials walk around. And they're not going to want to be there. They're not going to want to walk around because they're afraid for themselves. What is it that bad that they got to have all of this? So you're not making us look better and call yourself come back on crime. You're making yourself look worse. Just like you went and got people National Guard from Mississippi. I decided to go ahead and pull up the rate. In the first half of 2025, Jackson, Mississippi had the highest crime rate than any city within the state of Mississippi. Then you went and got some National Guards from South Carolina. They said um, South Carolina includes Hartsfield, Myrtle Beach, Camden, and Union, based on the high violent crime rate per thousand residents. Now he's getting these, but they're not pulling for their crime rate down there over national average. They're not pulling their National Guard to go there and patrol their bad cities over the national crime rate. Then West Virginia is not doing the same thing. Charleston is the highest crime rate per 100,000 people, 278 for violent crimes and 1,230 for property crimes. This is in West Virginia, but I don't see none of the National Guards out there patrolling for that. And then this is why our president says that we're the highest. We're higher than Compton, Chicago, Atlanta, New York City. We the worst. We the highest homicide rate in the nation. But we're not. That's the problem. We're not. DC is not that bad. You think about it. All the tourists that have been coming to DC for over all these years. Your first year in here, our city's so bad that you're cutting down the tourists. That's why they were protesting this weekend, because you taking their money away. The tourists are not coming in town. for that because of the crime. You making it sound like the crime rate, bloodthirsty criminals, um, SAs and unalive people here. So you think people gonna come? Then we find out that you taking the Hispanics off the mopeds that are legal out of the restaurants, out of the hotels, out of the office buildings that was cleaning and doing everything. You taking them up off the street and they're legal. So now everybody's saying that, okay, you lied. You said only getting the illegals only. You had warrants from ICE to go and apprehend the illegal immigrants. But yet you grabbing the immigrants and not asking for their papers or ID. You just snatching them off the street. And they legal. That's why we had such a major protest here in DC because that was the reason. The reason that I showed that protest last week because I wanted you to see because everybody's in an uproar because you're not helping this city, you're hurting this city. You're hurting the economy of DC. You're hurting the morale of DC. You're making the people morale go down. It's you now you got all these national guards. He done ordered 720 more national guards, not only including the ones in DC already on the ground. So you got almost 1,000 national guards in DC. This little old city, DC. New York City is bigger than DC. You got almost 1,000 national guards walking around DC, but not all of DC. Where the crime might be bad at, that you may kind of help to keep it down a little bit. They're not walking around in that area. They started off there, but now all of them is right because of the protests this weekend. Now you got them all right there by the White House and the Capitol, and all by all the. So you're really protecting your people, yourself, the government. You're not protecting us. If we did have a bad crime area, you ain't got nobody here to protect us. You started off with that, but you started off the wrong way. You came in harassing the people for smoking a cigarette or drinking a beer. If they walking up to their door, they tackling them and taking their beer from them and pouring it out, and then patting them down, trying to see. Okay, but they going to their house. You grabbing them up and patting them down and pouring their beer out, and they going home. You stop you harassing them for a cigarette. Well, I smell some smoke. You the only one smoking, so I figured you must be the one smoking weed. Hello, weed is everywhere in the air. You don't know. You can't pinpoint one specifically one location. I can walk outside. I'm in a high rise with 11 floors, and their apartments. They got their windows open or they on their balconies. How can I pinpoint one location? Because the people sitting out there saying, okay, they must be the ones smoking weed. Really? And they the ones that sitting up there smoking cigarettes. But yet you smell the weed, so I figure it got to be them. So I'm gonna go up there and harass them. This is the stuff they're doing in DC that's just childish. Number two, another reason I'm coming up here because I want to give you an update. I said everything that the military was sworn into to protect this country for foreign threat. Now we put it here in the United States like we are foreigners. So you got the military here treating us like we are foreign threat. Number two, something else to think about. So you're taking the FBI, the Secret Service, the DEA, all the different departments, taking them off their jobs for gun trafficking, from doing gun trafficking, um, drug trafficking, human trafficking, mass shootings. dealing with their cases that they need to deal with for the safety of us. You taking them all off to go downtown or uptown DC to walk around the White House and the Capitol and the museums and all these places just to walk around and stand around when they could be doing their job. Number three, anybody ever thought about the National Guard are civilians to a certain level of civilians? They have regular jobs. They only go on when you call them. They have regular jobs and family. So you pulling them to stand out there, walk around and look. I mean, just walk around. Let me pull up a video and show you how our National Guard is just standing around, walking around, is not doing anything. And it's just sad that, you got off their jobs, taking them from their family just to stand around and walk around for what reason? For what reason? And I'm like, come on, is it that, you know, you making it worse than it is? And let's see, can I find the video? It's just give you a brief synopsis of what it looked like and show you just a brief view of what it looked like. Okay. Okay, let me show it to you. Let me share it to you. Now look at that. This is what they're doing. See, they're all on their phones. Do you see what I'm talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't bring it up on stage. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm just a talking. And let me go back. Let me show you at the beginning. This is just a brief.
National Guard members are now patrolling the streets of Washington, D.C. after President Trump launched his crackdown on crime. Their first mission is to patrol the National Mall and offer a presence at the city's monuments. White House officials say the troops are there to assist local law enforcement and clear out homeless encampments. The Army says guardsmen are not carrying.
Now look at this. This is what the National Guard is doing. You see them standing there? This is where our tax money going for the safety of DC. You got one, two, three standing there with one got a radio, the other ones are in their phones. If you saw in the previous let me see, right here, they lined up. This is all they're doing is standing around. This is our tax dollars. This is our money. This is our tax dollars that we work hard for. And look, each the thing is, this is in the millions for them to be out there. It's not in the thousands, it's in the millions for them to stand around. And this is your tax money. This is our tax dollars. They standing around on your tax. And remember, they said that when they did the Doge, they created Doge was a cutback on, waste of money being spent by the government. But yet, wait, look at the waste. Look at the waste. And the lady said monuments. All the monuments, all the Kennedy Center, the monuments, the all the things that tourists come to see. That's all they're around. Ain't nothing nowhere near where I live, nowhere near where all the other people live in the city. It's all about right in that location, the Capitol, the monuments, the government buildings, the museums, all that. They're getting protected by the National Guard. They at our main hub, which is Union Station. They down there. They're covering down that area. and the Union Station is right there near the Capitol. So basically, our president is wasting our tax dollars, which he got those supposed to help cut back on all the expenditures that the government is wasting money on. But yet here you are, you the head of the government, and you wasting the money. You each National Guard that is deployed here is 400,000 per troop. So you add that up along with the people and their time, and for them to and the gas and all this stuff, they stay. All of this is waste of money. This is waste of government money. That money could go out here for the hungry, help with the taxes, bring the cost of living down where it's not so expensive. The thing is, you from January, when you first got on in January the 20th, you told us you're gonna get the cost of living down. We're gonna be rich. You're gonna bring the food prices down. We're gonna be rich because you're gonna get us where we need to be. Right now, you putting us backwards. Then you brought ICE in. ICE is snatching up the Hispanics off the street without asking for no papers, no ID, just snatching them up because they look Hispanic and throwing them in the back of the truck and driving off with them. We don't know if they done sent them somewhere or let them back out. In the meantime, all the businesses that hired them are losing money. This is what I'm saying. He's wasting money, and I wanted everybody to know he's wasting money. He's not helping us, he wasting it. Let's continue on.
Monuments. White House officials say the troops are there to assist local law enforcement and clear out homeless encampments. The Army says
Okay, you're removing the homeless encampment. Where are you sending them? To the day, we don't know where they're at. We do not. Some may have made it to the shelters, but we don't know where they are. Some of them don't even have their tents anymore, and they're just wandering around. Seriously, they're just wandering around DC with nowhere to go because we don't have that many shelters. And the shelters are basically full because why? Because the stupid people like him arresting people for no reason. When they come out on through the halfway houses. Then when they finish with the halfway houses, a lot of them wandering the street, don't know where to go or don't have family, so they're in the shelters. And now the people are in the shelters that's already been in the shelters. Now you put all the ones that couldn't go to the shelters out in the street again. So you're putting them out in the element, no cover for them. And then you're seeing them where you see right here on this one, this picture right here, they on the corner. You see what they got? A bag. This is all they have because they took the tent from them. So you're not making the city any better. You're making it worse. You make it, he's not helping us make it better. He's making our city worse. So this is a homeless person. This is a homeless person. This picture right here, this is a homeless person.
the Army says guardsmen are not carrying weapons, but do have access to them.
So right now they're not carrying weapons, but they do have access to the weapons. Trump is trying now to force them to walk around with weapons. I mean, this is insane. This man is making it sound like we're worse than Iraq or something. We're just a city. And he's talking about going to Atlanta. He's talking about going to Chicago. He's talking about going to Detroit. He's talking about going to New York City. Basically, we was the test. Now he's going to try to go to all the Democratic states, to their main metropolitan areas, to do the same thing. and he wants to go ahead and make it tell them that it's a emergency. We're going through an emergency crisis. We're not. Hi, Fonnie Pooh. Thank you for joining me. This is getting ridiculous. I'm like, you're not here in our area anymore. You started off to try to get us to rile up. Let me explain something to you. He came into the black neighborhoods because he thought that if they come in and they harassed us, we're gonna get mad and we're gonna get out there and protest. Didn't work. So he decided to send them up in downtown DC. Well, that worked, but he thought he could sit back and say, well, yeah, see, I'm protecting them. I'm protecting them. Well, it backfired. They ended up protesting on him. Okay. So now he said, well, let me bring some more in and make the people see what happens now. All he's trying to do is get us to protest. Everybody to get out here, black and white, to get out here and protest so we can stop looking at and stop aggravating him about the Epstein file. So if everybody is distracted about him and his little Epstein file episodes, then we won't pay attention to that. That's all it is. Because I'm sorry, DC is not that bad. We are not, from what I've seen from other states and other cities, some of them are worse than us. They're above the national average. We below the national average this year. They are above the national average this year. So you're sitting back and you're fear mongering people to do your bidding, and it's not working. Mainly, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just my opinion, but I think that all of this was smoke screen to keep you from paying attention to Epstein. Bring ICE in so we can snatch up what the remaining immigrants that are in DC who are not doing anything illegal, just so he could say he cleaned up the area, and and send them to the black areas just for a little while to make us know, don't get out here and start nothing, won't be nothing. Then he go back to the to the upper where all the well-to-do people are, and put them out there and say, see, I'm keeping y'all safe. I'm keeping y'all from the from the crime, bloodthirsty crime criminals, and SAs and unalivers, keeping you safe from all of those. So basically, he had an agenda to keep this city divided. The only problem is you didn't divide nothing. You brought us together even stronger. So, duh, you lost that fight. Now, let's get back to doing what you need to do and worry about the safety of this country, not this little bitty city, the country. You know, I think I think now quite a few people that thought that he was doing the right thing are starting to FAFO. I mean, really started FAFO, and they, you know, he see it because while they were protesting here in D.C., even Canada was supporting us. Canada, other cities was protesting too, to in solidarity for DC. It didn't go the way you thought it would. You thought that they were going to look at us the same way. But hey, different cities and different states, even your red states, their main cities were protesting with us. So it still isn't working. When is this man going to realize all these games he playing is not working? You playing checkers while the rest of us is still playing chess. See, you making a move and you're getting L's for everything. It's nothing. I mean, nothing is going right for this man. And it's like, I'm not gonna give up. You you didn't even make a deal. You made a deal with Putin, but Putin told you he's not gonna cease. He's gonna still continue to attack Ukraine. So you get L's everywhere you go. You making yourself look like a little child sitting up there having temper tantrums, and nobody's paying attention to it but your followers. your cult like followers. And it's sad. And I just wanted to give you an update that I'm safe. We're safe here at DC. It's just that Cray Cray, sitting up there in the White House on his little throne, he's just having a temper tantrum. And he's falling out on the floor probably about now, kicking and screaming because it ain't going his way. Why? Because all you're doing is just bringing attention to you and how simple you look and how childish you look. So I just wanted to do this short to let everybody know DC is okay. Even though you might see on the news that they came in and this World War, no. DC police is still running DC. DC police is still doing what they've been doing. That's why he got them all down there at the museum and the Capitol and all that stuff because he thought he was going to come in and run DC, the black areas, the hood, where all the bloodthirsty criminals are. And it didn't work that way. It didn't work out that way. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, for stepping up and helping us, and the Attorney General helping us to get our city back from him. So all he can worry about is the government, federal government buildings, what they supposed to be worrying about, not the community. So stay your little Humpty Dumpty butt, Orange Man, up there in your little throne, your little house, and you just keep on having your little temper tantrums. And and I don't know if y'all saw it, but did you see that he went up on the roof of the White House trying to look for what he was going to add a portion to the White House? Yes, y'all. Cray got up on the roof. Now, didn't you get shot at last year? And now you're going to go up on the roof and stand there and do your little arm thing and then stand there. And I'm like, fool, why you think no other president go on the roof? Because you're an open target, dumbass. But we got Wacko up there on the roof of the White House, y'all, standing around trying to look at what he want to add to the White House for his wife. Yes, y'all. And this is the man that y'all wanted to vote in for the president of the United States. How's it, as my mother used to say, how's it working for you? How's it working for you, Trumpy, Orange Man? How's it working for you? You got L's all over the place. You got an L when it comes to trying to run DC. You got an L when it came to you trying to run over there in LA. It didn't work the way you wanted to in LA. You went and talked to Putin. You got an L with that. Didn't work the way you wanted to because he said he's not going to cease fire. He's going to keep right on shooting at Ukraine until they give in. So you didn't win that one either. And basically, I just want to let everybody know, you know, Constitution, he don't give a rat's patootie about that Constitution. He feel like I'm in the White House and I could do what I want to do. And I don't know if anybody remember that movie where the little girl was up there. I do what I want to do and have a little temper tantrum because I can do what I want to do. I can do this, I can do that. I can't think of the song. It's a kiddie song. And that's how he acting right now. I can do what I want to do. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. And his arms folded, and he all sitting up there with a frown on his face and with his lip poked out because he can't. Everything ain't going the way he wanted to. Orange Man, come here. Come to the front, as dear woke Christian always say. Come to the front of the church. Come on. A little bit closer. Let me whisper it in your ear. You not a king. You don't run the country like you want to. There is laws. You're not above the law. But if you want to continue having your temper tantrums and think that you above the law, you're gonna fail at every turn. So now you could go back in your little room. Go ahead, go on back in the White House. You ain't gotta stay up front no more. Go back in the White House and sit down in your little chair behind your desk and poke your lip out and rah 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 at everybody in the White House because everything is not going the way you want to. Because we know how to play you. You think you playing us? We played you. When you can't have them people come in the hood, do you know that DC got a signal? We got a signal. Once we get that signal, everybody know to shut it down. Act like you got some sense, and you lost. Cause you didn't. All the people that they showed on the news with this little list of black people, they was from uptown, y'all. They was not from the hood. Okay, just letting you know, they were from uptown. And what happened was there's some clubs that up in uptown in Georgetown that us blacks do go to. They like to, turn up. And they were pulling them over with that roadblock. And guess what they got arrested for? Come a little closer. Let me tell you what they got arrested for. Not having the seatbelt on, broken tail light, and a malfunctioning headlight. Yeah, they got one person with a gun, and they had to end up giving that person back the gun because the gun was legal. Now tell me that ain't pitiful. All the people that they arrested of color were for mild traffic violations because at that time the the federal government was running. Now, now, then the rest of the arrests that they put up there, they had 100 arrests, was the Hispanics that ICE took up off the street that was legal, going to work, coming from work, snatched them up, then asked them if they were legal or not. Just snatched them up because they looked Hispanic and put them in handcuffs and put them in the truck and drove off with them. This is what ICE is doing. This is what he's telling them to do. So I just want the orange man know that us blacks, we ain't falling for your trick. Because we know if we get out there and protest, we're going to be faced with tear gas and rubber bullets and riot gear. So that's why we sitting back going, wrong answer. We're not coming out there. No, 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 no. We chilling. We cool. We chilling like a villain. Let your people march for you. March. Because we know there is not going to be no tear gas shot at them, which it wasn't through the whole protest over the weekend. Nobody got shot at with tear gas. I mean, with rubber bullets. Nobody got thrown no tear gas at them. None of that went down. They had a peaceful march all and around the White House and doing what they were saying and doing around the White House and the monuments and the government buildings. But if we had done it, it'd have been a whole different ball game. See, we're gonna have to handle them bloodthirsty criminals, them SAers, them unalivers. That's what we are considered. And the thing is, I want to bring to everybody's attention again. Don't that sound familiar? Ain't that what they said about the illegal immigrants? The same ones that everybody was fussing about. They were taking your jobs, taking your food stamps, taking your money. Now that they no longer around that much, now it's us. I'm just giving everybody food for thought. And like I said, it's not going to be long. I just want to give you an update. We're fine in DC. It's just him up there having a temper tantrum. And he wants to be relevant, to make it seem like he cutting down and he putting his foot down and he being all tough. All he doing is being a whining baby sitting up there with his lip poked out, arms folded because it ain't going the way he wanted to go. And he's not getting the praise. So because he had the few National Guards. He gonna bring in more. See, I'm trying to show you that I'm shutting it down. Um, brother, Orange Man, you're not shutting down nothing. We're still gonna do what we do. You only shutting down your people. All them maggots that wanted to hang out with you and support you. You shutting them down because you taking their workers. You hitting their pockets. All them that got restaurants, high-tail restaurants, upscale restaurants. You taking their money because they don't have no workers. Dummy. Donald. Hello. Donald. Let's get all them cobwebs out of your brain because you're not thinking. You think you know why they protest against you this weekend? Cause you hitting their pockets, you taking their workers, you taking their money. You are taking their money. You ain't helping them to be safe. You hurting their pockets. But now this is just my opinion. I think he's trying to get us back where the rich is the rich and the poor is the poor, and there's no middle class. That's just my opinion. So all those living out there middle class, be prepared. We got 3.5 more years to go. Unless they impeach him, this is what we got to deal with. Simpleton up there in the White House, just waking up one morning and say, I'm gonna do this. You know how a kid get up in the morning and you say, what you going to do in the day? I don't know. Then the next thing you know, they're eating breakfast. I'm gonna do this. Okay, you can't do that. Why not? Because of blah blah blah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do this. That's all he's doing is sitting up there trying to see how far he can go and how far they're gonna let him go before somebody stop him. And because we have spineless Republicans, he's gonna keep going until it hurts them. Hi, I said what I said. So until it hurts them, that's what this is what he's gonna do. So no, DC is fine. We're not in distress. We're not out here committing national crimes. Not out here doing whatever you want us to think we're doing in the little city of Washington, D.C. It's mainly he being a child. Exactly. Joe, exactly. Joe said exactly. I agree. Right, because I showed y'all the other day. We chilling here in DC. Look, and then now because it didn't work over the weekend the way they thought it was, trying to say the crime was so bad. So now they said we cooking the books. Yeah, our police department is cooking the books now. It didn't show why he wanted it to show this weekend for the bloodthirsty criminal and the crime rate. So now he's saying that we lying about the lowest crime rate and that we cook the books and make it seem like that. And we've been, cooking the books so make people think that it's safe in DC. No, Donald, most of the time you in Florida. You don't be here long enough to know what's going on in DC. DC is a it's a beautiful city. You're gonna have everywhere you go in the United States. It ain't one place that anybody can name that is safe beyond safety. Except for in your home or you got a high fence gate. Well, look, there was a gentleman, remember, that was unalive in Florida, and he had the best security system there was, and they still figured out how to get in there and unalive him. So there is no place safe. So all this you doing ain't making nobody safe. Shoot, remember the guy jumped the fence and was right there at the door when Obama was in office at the White House. So if a person can jump the fence, get across that yard, and get to the door to enter the White House before they could get him, where is it safe? And then Orange Man gonna get on the roof, but you scared. Look, you're worried about the crime rate, but you're gonna get on the roof. Make that make sense. You're gonna stand up on the roof. Not one president I ever been associated in the federal government or on TV I've seen being on the roof of the White House. If anybody can name a president that was on the roof of the White House besides Orange Man, I'll wait. You can put it in the chat. Help me out because I don't remember none. I don't remember none. Okay, people in the chat, put a one if you remember a president, two if you don't remember one. Put a one in the chat if you remember a president that was on the roof, and two in the chat if you don't remember a president ever being on the roof, standing up there, out in the open. Joe said two. I said what I said two. I'm gonna say two for myself. So this is how simple our president is right now. But I'm glad that DC, we have common sense. We're not fought and play games for dollars, said the same thing or two. Nobody ain't never heard nobody, no president being on the roof. So, this is why I said this man do, but he's so scared now. Remember, DC got the, we worse than overseas, them countries overseas, there's cities with the worst crime rate. We worse than, DC worse than them. Worse than them. We worse than Mexico City with the cartels. Oh yeah, that's how bad DC is. But ain't that what they said about the Hispanics that was here? That they was bloodthirsty criminals, essayers, and unalivers? Ain't that what? Isn't that what he said about them? So now he's hoping that he can get enough fear mongering out of people to be able to do it in all the blue states, metropolitan cities. So I just want to put you on standby, Chicago, Atlanta, Cincinnati, New York City, Miami, Florida. He's thinking about doing it to all of you all with the National Guard, what he did to us. So I'm just putting y'all on watch. So y'all won't be surprised. Now he might have a little fight with Abbott down there in Texas. He might have a little fight with them getting the National Guards down there. Cause I don't think, I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't think Abbott is going to have that. No, don't bring them down here. Basically, every state governor is the commander in chief over their National Guard. So, the governor in North Carolina, I mean, DC, I mean, Maryland said, nope. The governor in Pennsylvania said, nope. The governor in New Jersey said, nope. They're not releasing their National Guard. For what reason? That's money that they spending that's going to hurt their budget. It's going to hurt their federal government funding. And the ones that did send theirs, you're not making any revenue, dum dums, because that means while your people up there at the White House, your companies that had them as regular employees are not getting paid. They losing revenue. The more National Guards you take off their jobs and off their posts, the less revenue you have coming in, dummies. Federal, you think Trump gonna give you any money for them? Nope. You think you're gonna make up that money that you lost by sending those employees away? Nope. Do you think them companies gonna be happy that they're not making the revenue because they don't have the employees to do their jobs? Nope. They're gonna not gonna be happy. This is what I'm saying. There's a lot in this plot twist that he's not thinking about. So, like I said, I'm not gonna be on long. I just wanted to let everybody give an update of what Orange Man is doing. So he's up here now having a temper tantrum. Brought up some more National Guards, putting them surrounding his area because of the protests over the weekend. So he's up here, whining and crying. Sad part, we gotta look, we gotta deal with it here with his whining and crying. All I want to do is just go ahead and give him some tissue, pat him on the back, and say it'll be all right, baby. You need your bottle, or you want me to go get Melania and tell her to give you some booby milk if she ain't dried up by now. I mean, that's all I can get, that's all I can say for him. He needs some booby milk or say Similax, or he might be constipated too. He might have colic. That might be why he whining so much. He got colic. Oh, I don't, and, times have changed, so I don't know how they deal with colic nowadays. I know how I used to deal with a colic baby, but look like the symptoms of colic, ain't, they haven't come up with a cure for it for him. So right now he's dealing with his colic, and they got to deal with this colic baby, and so do we. So I just want everybody to know our colic baby is up there, having up here, not far from us. Um, well, for what we have been told, and that's just allegedly that he does have a PP bag, and he has a depend. So that's why I said he might need a diaper change. He might need some breast milk, and then Melania might be mad at him. So that's my reason why he has some breast milk and got some colic. So he's crying right now. His stomach hurt. He can't get rid of the gas. So it's coming out of the mouth instead of the butt. So this is what we're getting with. A whole lot of gas. Call it gas. So I'm glad you all joined me. And like I said, it's brief. It's not much. All I had was to show you where our and for those that came in late, let me give you one more view of our little president got on there for our National Guard. Show y'all what our National Guards are actually doing. Let me show y'all real quick what our National Guards look like. They bored. They're standing off to the side on their phones, texting on their phones. Let me seek it out, find that video again. Let's see, is this the one? Okay, that's not the one. Let me show you the one. Okay, this is one that I want you to see. This is a young man that's getting ready to go to school here. And listen to what he says. Now, this is a young man from DC. I mean, come here to go to school. Hold on just a moment. Let me share the screen. Let me show you. This is what I'm saying, that he's making it sound like we're so bad.
There is not. Do not want this.
Lorena and Josiah Bowie just arrived in Washington, D.C. from Florida as Josiah prepares to begin college at American University.
From what I've seen so far, DC has been one of the safest places I've been. There is not one hint of some sort of crime epidemic.
One of the first stops for the mother and son was the National Mall, where National Guard troops were on patrol, even stopping for photos with tourists.
The National Guard is walking by. So these are the first officers that we do see. I was expecting them to be all over the place, and I guess little by little they are coming through everywhere. To me, it's extremely sad because this is not what this country was founded on.
Although the president declared a crime emergency in Washington earlier this year, the Justice Department reported that violent crime in D.C. had hit a 30-year low. And many residents went about life as usual over the weekend, including Jeff Menzer, who we met at a local farmer's market.
I generally feel safe. I go out at night. Fortunately, I do live in a neighborhood.
Okay, this is what I was trying to show you all. You know, there's nothing wrong with DC. Look, he's walking. The people walking around. Where's the bloodthirsty criminals and the unalivers and the essayers, and we're worse than the foreign countries and the gun shooting and all this stuff? Where's all of that? He can't show you anything because it's not like that. And that's what's sad. Our tax money is being wasted by this man. They're wasting our tax dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars are being wasted every day that he's got all these troops here. From what I got so far, he done wasted $3 million. That's just the lowest amount. We ain't through yet. The more they stay here, the more millions of dollars it goes up. So they done cut Medicaid, cut the food stamps, cut the health benefits. Also, he can play games, look, have toys with the military. He could play G.I. Joe. But this is the same man that want to use our military people to do what he's doing. But yeah, ain't he the same one that had Sandsburg's the reason why he couldn't join? Oh, um, oh, did I say that? Allegedly, he had Sandsburg's. That's the reason why he couldn't join the military when they were doing the draft. Because he had Sandsburg's, so he couldn't join the draft. But yeah, he can sit back and tell our military what to do, and he have no clue. So, like I said, he's up there with Colic. He's up here with Colic. So, all, fear not. You saw the video. The people walking around the monument. The people walking around. People, look, even tourists taking pictures with him. It ain't no biggie. Now, one time, have you heard on the national news that the National Guard had to chase anybody down except for the man that hit him with the sandwich, with the Subway sandwich? But other than that, then it wasn't even the National Guard. That was the regular police. But other than that, the National Guards haven't done anything. Those that came in late, I just showed a video where they was standing around on their phones. They're not doing anything, y'all. They walk around and then they go back and stand against the Humvees. That's all they're doing. Those that ain't out, that's taking a break, they in the hotel or they at the armory, at one of the armories or one of the bases here, and chilling out until it's time for them to come back and start patrolling again. This is what they're doing. So he's wasting money. So I just want to give y'all an update. So, anybody else, if pass it on to them. I just want to give you an update and let you know what's going on. I promise to give you an update. So I'm just letting you know it's not as bad at DC as he's making it out to be. And I'm glad y'all watching it and listening to it. And if you know anybody else that might ask you about it, just ask them to check out my video. Also, check out Joe's lot. Joe. Um, check out her channel. Also, check out I Said What I Said channel. I'm sorry, you all. I don't have. I did in Vaughn Reality. Also on Wednesdays at 1. Check out Vaughn and I Said What I Said show. Oh my gracious. Waiting to Excel. I got to. I'm sorry, ladies, I don't have it today, but when I come back live again, I'll make sure I have all of those links because I'm gonna have to do it myself because I did have a mod, but I don't. But I said what I said. Put both of them in the link. Your link, Von's link, and yeah, I do have. You are my mod. Put your link, Von's link, Joe's link, and y'all channel, the new channel, Waiting to Excel in the chat for me, please. And y'all go ahead and go over and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to their channel. All those in the bushes, go over to their channels and subscribe. Also, if you hit the likes, and all those that come in that do the replay, please go over to I Said What I Said, Joe's channel, Strive and Glow with Joe, Vaughn Reality, and Waiting to Excel. I said what I said. I'll put them in the chat right now. So click on those links, go over and subscribe to them. Hit the likes when you get there to let them know that we're supporting them. And you will never look. Waiting to Excel is exciting, ladies. It's uplifting. You will love it. I said what I said. Oh, she is so comical, but she's so great. And Vaughn, oh, Vaughn Reality. My girl is my girl. My girl is my girl. And along with Thrive and Glow with Joe. And go over also with Play Games for Dollars. So, all of these great content creators that I have on here, please go over, hit likes, and subscribe to their channel. Please, please hit like and subscribe to their channels. You will not be disappointed, I guarantee. I go there all the time. And also, I said what I said. If you have SBK channel, put his in there too if you have it. Because I want SBK's channel to be highlighted also. But yes, so I just want to bring that up to you all, let you know what's going on, and let you know our DC, your city, the capital of the United States, we are still here. The Berlin Wall has not fallen. We have not fell into the hole of abyss. We we're not out here. We're not out here thugging and hugging and running and all this stuff. We're not doing all of that he's making it out to be. We're not those bloodthirsty criminals. He's a bloodthirsty criminals and essayers and unalivers and I'm not tolerating it. Man, please go sit down somewhere with your colic self. That's his new nickname, colic. I ain't gonna call him Orange Man no more. Colic. Because that's how he's acting, like he's still suffering for colic. And I'm gonna have to talk to Melania. She's gonna have to stop breastfeeding him because she's causing him a whole lot of colic. So and me and her gonna have to talk now. Melania, stop trying to sue the bodies. Let's work with your husband. Your husband. And I want you to go up and beat him in the back until he burp. So he can stop acting like he got colic real bad. So we can have somewhat half of a 3.5 year span with him. Because girl, you're not doing your job. You're not taking care of home. Take care of home, girl. Stop trying to sue. Take care of home. Oh, thank you so much, Play Games for Dollars. Thank you so much, Joe. I love you, girl. I said what I said. Vaughn, I love you all. Everyone that's in my chat, I love you. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. And I just thank you all. And as always, I'm going to see you on Friday night and Saturday night. So we can like, look, so we can do our thing. But otherwise, I just love you all. And all those in the bushes, I love you too. Even though you didn't want to come on, but that's okay. Hopefully, I can say something to you to make you want to come on the next time. And Joe, you are so welcome because I just want everybody to know please don't believe the hype. And if you talk to anybody that talk about it, let them know you got it firsthand that a person that lives here is not like they saying it is. And I feel safe. It's just the point is I'm lazy. I don't want to go out at night. Once I get in the house and lay back and get comfortable, I'm too lazy to get back up, redress, and fix myself all up to go out there and deal with the hustle and bustle. But if I weren't lazy, I would be out there and I'd be out there dancing and getting my groove on and drinking and that partying. So it's not that bad. It's not as bad as they make it out to be. I can walk. Look, I can walk to my corner store, get me some eggs and milk. I'm so sorry they can't. That's I'm so sorry they can't make it to the corner. Oh, also you got to remember though that's the I don't know if everybody have it in the area, but mostly everybody do. They have Uber Eats or Instacart. I mean, they order from them people. Order, and those are some of the people that look. Us brown people are the ones that deliver. The immigrants and us people are the ones that deliver. Dummy. So you messing up their business too. Cause I know I did Instacart this morning, and I got my coffee and my creamer this morning sugar. Show did, and my person won't scared to come up in my building, come in my area. I still got what I wanted, and then what is it? What date is it? On the on the 26th. Shoot, I'ma order again online and have them deliver at my house. I don't I don't go grocery shopping unless I have a ride. Otherwise, I get on the internet and order through Instacart, Uber Eats. And if I want a sandwich from Subway Subway, Chipotle, Burger King, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, shoot, I do it online and sit back and relax until they knock on the door and I give them a tip and they go on about their business happy. And I don't care if it's this time of night, they'll still bring me my food. So it's not that bad as they make it seem like it's so spooky. So I'm getting off here. Thank you so much. I will be seeing you all later, and you are so welcome. If you need to know anything else about DC, let me know. I will look into it, and then I'll go live and let you know what's going on so you can see it firsthand. But in the meantime, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Good night.